Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Fitrian-niy. You can call me Fitri. I'm from the local mathematics education department C 2018, UIN Antasari, Banjarmasin. In this video material, that we will discuss is direct and indirect proportion and application of ratio. Okay, before we start the lesson, let's pray together. Okay, now let's get to the material. Before going to the example question, we discuss the definition of ratio and proportion. Definition of ratio. In certain situations, the comparison of two quantities by the method of definition is very efficient. We can say that the comparison of simplified form of two quantities of the same kind is referred to as ratio. This relation gives us how many times one quantity is equal to the other quantity. In simple words, the ratio is the number which can be used to express one quantity as a fraction of the other ones. Definition of proportion. Proportion is an equation which defines that the two given ratios are equivalent to each other. In other words, the proportion states the equality of the two fractions or the ratios. In proportion, if two sets of given numbers are increasing or decreasing in the same ratio, then the ratios are said to be directly proportional to each other. So, let us start our discussion with direct proportion when we have two quantities and the nature of variation of the two quantities is same. We say the two quantities are the directorial. Proportional, for example, if we have quantity A and we have quantity B, and when you increase quantity A and this makes increment in quantity B as well, then we will say that the two quantities are directly proportional. Very easy to understand. Now we will move on to indirect proportion. When we have two quantities and the nature of variation of the two quantities is inverse, we say the two quantities are indirectly proportional. For example, if we have quantity A and we have quantity B, and you increase quantity A and this result in decrement in quantity B, we will say the two quantities are inversely proportional or indirectly proportional. So, this is all about understanding direct proportion and indirect proportion. Now, we will take one example of direct proportion. We have 5 books costing 20 rupees and we need to find the cost of 8 books. Let us say that the books is our quantity A, and the price of the books is our quantity B. Now, what type of proportion? We have in this case initially, we have a quantity A has 5, then we have quantity A increased to its quantity B is 20. And when you increase quantity A, that means when you increase the number of books, what will happen to be price? The quantity B, the price will also increase. It is obvious the price will increase. It will be more for 8 books than 5 books. So when you are increasing, A, B is also increasing, and therefore we have direct proportion between books and price, so we will have a proportional to B. And we know this is the sign of proportion known. We also know that when we remove the sign of proportion, we multiply this quantity by A constant. So if I remove it, we will equal 2 in place of it, and we will multiply constant. Let's say K to B. From here, we will have K will be equal to divided by B. Now, this contains K will remain same for different values of books and price. So I can say if we have A1 over B1, we will have same constant of if we have A2 over B2. We will have same contents and so on. Now focus on this to A1 over B1 equal to A2 over B2. From here, we can have our phrase A1 is equal to 5, B1 is equal to 20, A2 is equal to 8, and B2 we need to find out, so we will have 5 divided by 20 equal to 8 divided by x. Let's say the price we need to find is equal to x. From here, we will have x. X will be equal to 20 divided by 5 multiplied to it 20 when you divide it by 5 is equal to 4. For multiplied to it will give you as well as 32 rupees. So 8 books will cost you 32 rupees. So I hope you now understand the example of direct proportion. The same answer you can have following the unitary method as well. 5 books is equal to 20 rupees, so 1 book will be 20 over 5 rupees, and therefore 8 books will be equal to 20 over 5 rupees multiplied to giving us 32 rupees. So I hope you now understand the example of direct proportion, the same answer. You can have following the unitary method as well 5 books is equal to 20 rupees, so one book will be 20 over 5 rupees, and therefore 8 books will be equal to 20 over 5 rupees, multiplied to giving us 32 rupees. So, it is way we are done with the direct proportion. And now, we will move on to the example problem of indirect proportion in this problem. We have a piece of work and 5 men are doing this piece of work in 10 days now. We have increased the number of men. We now have 10 men. We now have 10 men to complete the same piece of work and this time. We need to find how many days 10 men we will take. So what do you think? The same work is being done by 5 men and 10 men. 5 men are taking 10 days and 10 men who will take how many days? It is certain that 10 men will take less amount of days than the 5 men, so quantity A. Quantity A is increasing initially, it is 5, and then it is 10. Quantity B will be decreasing initially, it is 10, and later it will be less than 10. So, is increasing A increasing B is decreasing, and therefore we have indirect proportion. It is case now. Let us shift our focus on finding out the number days 10 men will take to complete this work. We know they are inversely proportional, so we will have proportionality sign and the other quantity will be inverse. Here it was not inverse because we had direct proportion, and here it is inverse because we have indirect proportion. Now again, we will remove the proportionality sign. We will have equal to, and the constant k will be multiplied from here. We can say that constant k is equal to A multiplied to B, and this will remain constant k will not change for different values of A and B. So it will be equal to A1 multiplied to B1, and it will be equal to A2 multiplied to B2. Now focus on this A1 B1 equal to A2 B2. A1 is 5, B1 is 10, A2 is 10, and B2 we need to find out, and let's just represent B2 by X. We need to find X. X will be equal to A1 multiplied to B1 divided by A2. So, number of days taken by 10 men is equal to 5 multiplied to 10 divided by 10. So, from here, we have the answer equal to 5 days. So, 10 men will take 5 days complete the same amount of work which was completed by 5 men is 10 days. So, I hope you now get the clear understanding of direct proportion and indirect proportion. And this is all for this lecture. I will end it here. See you in the next. Thank you. Bye-bye.